Michael says betting line is -3. Niners almost a pick 'em over is 49. What does Jaybird do? Is he Kyle? I don't know who Jaybird is. Is he Kyle's assistant? But betting line -3. That's pretty much what I would expect. These are pretty much even teams, and the Niners are at home, so that's fair. They're in the same tier, are they not? Both
Yeah,
five
I
and
think
five.
so. I think
Yeah,
so.
they
I think
both.
they're
Yeah,
actually the exact same tier of two teams that are more talented and should be better than what their record says. In
yeah,
Minnesota's case, it's because they blow really close games in the stupidest ways. In the
yeah.
Niners games,
They
in the
they beat
Niners case, it's
themselves.
a little bit different, but they
Yeah,
beat themselves. Yeah.
yeah. Just joined. Why are we vindicating Kyle? He has this weird, almost bullying attitude towards Brandon Sermon, Lance, and Lenore. Kyle is just weird. It's because I saw an article today saying that all of Kyle Shanahan's questionable decisions have been vindicated by this recent winning streak, which made me think, huh. So we're sort of just kind of playing out where these decisions are going. And yeah, it's great that they're 5-5 and won 2 in a row and 3 or 4. Maybe this is a start of things to go. But I feel like a lot of Niner fans are going to bat for Kyle this week, and I'm just curious. I want to talk about it. Grant grew up with the Niners. He's a Niner fan, just loves them so much. He doesn't like seeing them lose. I do. The organization means a lot to me. It's the freaking Niners. I mean, I don't root for them, and when they lose, you see that I can, enjoy myself at times. But it does mean a lot to me that this organization is. That's why I gave myself quality control, and I do it for free. I just do it for free. It means that much.
Is that going to change at some point?
I don't think so. They can't afford me at this point. I didn't think Kyle could build Jim's trade value up this season, but if he does, bravo. There's zero chance Jimmy's on the roster next season. Don't be so sure of that, Raymond. I'd like to think that you're right, though. And if I've already put a bet down on it. So, Kyle, please, I want to be wrong. I want to give Vish a present. Mike says, don't overlook Atlanta or Houston. Houston beat Tennessee. And in 2019, Atlanta did knock off the 13-win Niner team. That's a good point. And the Niners lost to Colt McCoy. This team can't overlook anyone. That's a great point. Thank you very much, Mike.
Houston is good when Tyrod Taylor plays quarterback. They
Yeah,
compete
Tyrod's
with
not a bad.
everybody when
Yeah, that's
Tyrod
true.
Taylor plays. Yeah.
That's a great point. George says, can I get in on this bet? Great show. Vish is a boss. UCLA gave USC the business. 19, what you got on my 40, homie. Here's the thing. So Mr. Roscoe's thought I was a little too negative. I think he was just mad that UCLA beat his team by like 30-something. So I don't know. That's a theory of mine. Mr. Roscoe's, tell me what you think. I hate the fact that if the Niners make the playoff, it is credited to the quarterback when we know it isn't all him. I mean, I can give Jimmy his credit. What I think is kind of scary about the Niners making the playoffs is I think there's a high likelihood that they bring it all back again. And there's a revenge tour 3.0. I do. Because the Niners aren't a free agent destination. They don't have a lot of draft picks. And you know what? If they could bring back Jaquiski Tart one more time, why not? If they could bring back K'Wan Williams one more time, it seems like
DJ
it's
Jones.
what they like to do. DJ Jones, let's give it one more shot. We finished the season on such a bright. We're heading in the right direction. Jamaican boy says no. If we make the playoffs, his trade value goes up to a 4th or a 3rd at best. Grant, come on, you know Whiffy better than us. We would look like the Dolphins. Whiffy, who? Glitchy? I don't know who we're talking about. What up, Grant?
Jimmy?
What up, Vish? What are the Niners' keys to victory of the Vikes? Do they have a realistic chance? Yeah, they have a realistic chance.
Hell yeah, they have a chance.
Sack Kirk Cousins. How'd they beat him before? Run the ball a million times, sack Kirk Cousins, shut down Dalvin Cook. But that team didn't have Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, and that team did have Stephon Diggs.
That team did have Diggs, and he had a touchdown.
But it was different, right? They kicked their ass on both lines of scrimmages, which I don't expect them to do.
Minnesota was coming off a really tiring road playoff game, and the Niners had a bye week. Yeah.
And they kicked their ass. They just kicked their ass. They just beat them up physically. I don't think this team beats anybody. Like the 19 team we had a, frame of reference of them beating up like 10 different teams where they just beat them up on both lines of scrimmages. That's not been happening with this team. In terms of beating the Vikings, I would say the one thing is you gotta get Kirk Cousins uncomfortable. You got to get pressure on him, but it's not just getting pressure on him because he can beat pressure. You got to get pressure on him and not have him, take away what he's looking at because he processes really, really well. He knows where to go with the football. But the thing with Kirk Cousins, it's always been his issue is that if the play call doesn't have the answer to what the defense is doing, he doesn't offer anything off schedule. And if you force him to play off schedule, that's when you can force him to make mistakes. But
he takes some bad sacks. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
he does.
it's harder to do than like, it's easy to say that that's what you need to do. It's really hard to execute when you have Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, and Adam Thielen. But I think this defense, if the 49ers are able to run the football on offense, they're capable of doing that.
R. Smith says, I'm not even a Niners fan. I'm just here for the tea. Well, thank you. Can the Niners make a 2011 Giants run? I just looked them up. They were
No.
6-6 at one after a loss to the Packers, and then won 7 of their next 8. Won the Super Bowl. Sure, they could do it. I
Yeah,
guess.
but Eli, that was the one year you could make the argument Eli played elite. The one
Hey,
year.
maybe
He
Jimmy
set
hasn't
the
been in big.
record, I think. I
Dude,
think he
he
set the
carried it.
record for fourth quarter comebacks in a
Just really
season, and
carried
I
it.
still think the game in the NFC Championship is one of the most underrated performances of all time by a quarterback. They hit him every play, and he kept getting up and hit third down after third down.
But
And
still, it required Kyle Williams having 2 egregious errors for that
right,
to happen.
right.
But I guess it required, the tuck rule for Tom Brady. These things, Darwin says, why would Kyle waste 3 picks to get a guy who will sit 2 years? Does not make sense
That's
because
what
it's
I'm
not
saying.
his problem. Not his problem. He has a 6-year contract, so he can take as long as he wants. He can take 6 years with Trey Lance if he wants. And if the Niners get fed up and fire him, then he gets hired by the next team and he has no offsets in this deal. So he gets paid twice. From Kyle's perspective, he's in a no-lose situation. He can go as slowly as he wants. He can go slowly as he wants. Honestly, if
Grant,
if
you're
he
hurting
thinks
my
Trey
feelings
Lance
every
needs
time you
5
say
years of
this.
development, then that's what it's going to be. That's honestly, he's in a no-lose situation. He can do whatever he wants with a 6-year contract, or the Niners can fire him, and in his mind, he'll get hired immediately and get paid by 2 teams at once. He's in a no-lose situation. That's why he's the most cocksure, arrogant coach in the NFL. I mean, he doesn't have the record to back it up, but he's got the job security and the money and the contract. So God love him, dude. Do your thing, King.
He needs to get some sunscreen, though.
I need to get some sun. I'm pale. I look awful.
The sun destroyed him in the Jacksonville game. He looked all sunburned
Yeah,
at,
he was. I'm
at the
telling you,
press.
out here in Northern California, we haven't had sun in a long time, so he wasn't ready for that Jacksonville. Do you reckon Kyle heard about your fire him vid?
Oh, 100%. I guarantee you he saw.
I fire him every
I
day.
guarantee you he heard about it. I guarantee you someone in his family saw that for sure.
Kyle knows
Did that
probably
get
his
how
son,
many
right?
views did that get?
When is his son going to start calling in and being like, stop it? He's about
That
Amin's
would
age, right?
suck.
He's about
That
Amin's
would
age,
suck.
a little young. He would. Then I'd probably have to stop.
Imagine being a 13-year-old and you see this 33-year-old named Grant Cohn going on YouTube
I
every
hate
day
this
to
guy.
about
Yeah.
40,000 people, and he's getting views that says 40,000 views on a video that's just fire banana hands.
Did that go for 40,000? Oh my goodness. Kyle knows
Did
Kirk
it?
inside and out. We can
No.
win. I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, he has done well against Kirk in the past. That's true. Grant, come on. Whiff equals whiff
Nah,
hand.
Kirk
Oh,
tore him up week 1 of 2018. What are you saying,
it's true.
Grant?
That is true. That he was good in that game. Whiff a hand. Oh, dang. Hey, I think Kyle's worth quite a bit. We're going to talk about that in a minute. George, have this 50 burger. Grant Vish, what days, times is your show? I'm trying to tune in, but I keep missing it. Thank you for the 50 burger. Please
Dude,
tell him.
we haven't gone live in a minute. It's just once we
They're
went
college
back to
students.
school, yeah, it's
Yeah.
just so hard to just get on and stream and talk about sports. Like, we'll watch it and then we'll do other stuff. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah, we haven't been going live for a while.
Yeah, just wait for him to graduate and feel how awful corporate life is, and then he'll come back. Don't worry. Don't worry. He's 22, 21.
I'll be 22 in my birthday is December 13th, so 3 weeks.
I'm going to spend this 50 burger on Vish's Blue Yeti. All right. Thank you very much.